Welcome to the Higher Power Podcast, where your safe zone for discovering your true self is created. We are your hosts, Frank Sieben and Jill Humphreys. The topic of tonight's podcast is the second in a series of 3 on the subject of the effects of limiting beliefs, stress, anxiety in the mind and on the body.
Hi everybody, it's Jill here, and my co-creator and I have come through to you on the second of this really interesting subject of limiting beliefs, stress and anxiety. Last week, we covered some really in-depth emotional trauma that we both went through, that the stress hormones put us through, but thank goodness we're both here to tell the tale. But this week, this is going to be conversation between Frank and I as regards to the limiting beliefs that hold us back, the things that stop us moving forward. These still have a bad effect on the body.
Oh, yeah.
But these are things, aren't they, Frank, that you can actually work through. So for you, Frank, what is the biggest sort of limiting belief that you've had, would you say, and how has it actually affected your life?
One of the biggest self-limiting beliefs I faced, I would say, was, and probably a lot of people can relate to this, I was not feeling worthy. I felt unworthy. I felt I'm not good enough for my girlfriend. I felt I'm not good enough for the job I'm doing. I'm not good enough for being a creative musician. I'm not good enough for being a coach. You can continue endless.
Yeah.
But I think this is a topic which really is very broad spread.
I totally agree. I think with me also, being born to older parents, my parents gave me some of my limiting beliefs in the fact that they were so fear-based. If anything happened to me, I was restricted for going out with friends. I was not allowed to have a bike, which all my friends had.
Yeah, because they wanted to, they had good in mind, because they wanted to protect you with this. They wanted you to be safe. They didn't want to lose you in an accident or whatever could happen. Yeah, and I understand this, but this is a safety cushion, I would say, which is not really a healthy way to work on.
Well, no, and because I inherited that fear, I would not go out. I would not join in any parties. I was extremely feared in a way that what my mother's prophecy would be, like if you do this or you do that, this will result in perhaps you getting hurt. So I became a child where I wasn't experimenting or really living my childhood out. I was very reserved.
Oh, yeah. And I can see that this also became a pattern, which got, with every time you repeated that pattern, it got implanted deeper and deeper into your subconsciousness.
Yeah.
And therefore it got heavier, or let's say more difficult to resolve.
Yeah, that's very, very true. And it took me a number of years to actually work on these myself and to understand, as you so rightfully said, my mother only came from love. My mother and father, having me so late in life, they didn't want to lose me. They didn't want anything to happen to me, and they wanted to protect me. And it took me a long time to kind of understand that, because we all play the blame game when people give us these conditions that we have to live in. But the trouble is, we inherit the belief. The belief then, for us, it's a thought pattern that keeps repeating. And then when we go out into the big wide world, I had this feeling, I had this perspective, and there was a lot of things in life that it certainly held me back from doing.
I so get that, Jill, because this pattern you are experiencing here, or you were experiencing, I should say, was with every time it got deeper in your subconsciousness, and it also spread it into other areas of your life.
Yeah.
And I think. Yeah,
it's very true. And I was operating from that. That's how I was existing.
Yeah, similar to me.
Yeah. So how did, we've got to understand in life that as a child, we are born with no real conscious mind. Our conscious mind does not start to develop until we're 6.
Absolutely.
And when we're 6, we start asking why. We start saying, no, I don't want to, and then we've brought our children up to walk and talk and everything. And now we're like, oh, please sit down. It doesn't serve us anymore. So in order for the child to tick our boxes, we're going to give them conditions. If you do that, this is resulting in this. If you do this, this will result in that. And so the child, that concept is hardwired in the child. Because
there is free access for all these limiting beliefs planted into that child's subconsciousness, because the child is not asking if that is serving me or if it's not serving me.
Well, we're complete sponges. We are almost like hypnotized.
Yeah, we're just taking it in.
Yeah, we're taking it in. We're going along to get along. We're quite happy with what we're doing. And then suddenly the conscious mind says, I don't want to do that. I don't want to say that. I don't want to be that.
Yeah, I just had a picture coming in my mind, coming to my mind, where the subconscious mind slowly awakens and it asks, what is all this crap here around me? Yeah, but it's true, because, the subconscious doesn't differentiate between what's right and what's wrong. But it can tell you through intuition what's good for you.
Yeah.
So it's wondering, where does this crap all come from?
And the truth is, obviously, when we're growing up, we don't know what's good for us.
Yeah, exactly.
And unfortunately, there are brilliant childhoods, and then there are not so brilliant childhoods. But we can't tell the difference because of these examples. And so these beliefs become how we should portray ourselves, how we should grow up, how we should act, how we should react, because we've been set examples from parents, peers, teachers, whatever they are.
Yeah.
And if your teacher has a belief that you're not good enough in this language, you can't sing, you can't do this, you can't do that. The cellular inside of us becomes a place of acceptance of these.
And we actually take this on as for real. We think this is true. This is the true reality, which is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah. But a lot of people, as you and I know, Frank, a lot of people in this world, even now, will operate from those old beliefs because that's hardwired, and they don't feel, or maybe they don't know, that they can release these. And what you have to do is take the person right back to when these beliefs began.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, you have to also understand that the parents or the person that was bringing the child up was operating from their own perspective.
Yeah.
And their own perspective may have been handed down, normally is handed down, by their parents.
So that means all these beliefs you're planted in are not yours.
Oh.
Because you had no choice.
Correct.
This is really valuable.
Well, you can imagine, we're both in business, right? We're both business people.
Yeah.
And to step out on your own, to start up a business, guess what comes up?
Fear.
Yeah.
Does it work? Will I succeed? This is not for me. I can't do that. All these thoughts.
Yeah. And these thoughts are also stopping our health from being at its penultimate.
Oh, yeah.
It has a big effect again on the body. We suffer pain. The body, as you know, Frank, and you'll talk about this, the association with different emotions has different effects on different parts of the body.
Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh. Yeah. I can actually share an experience here from my life, which happened to me due to this stress and all these self-limiting beliefs I was living in. I was living a lie, actually. I can see that now. What happened to me was my body was communicating that I have to change. I had to do something about it, but I didn't listen at first. So the symptoms got louder, actually. And what happened was 2 years ago, or one and a half years ago, actually, I suffered from a severe hearing loss. And on top, I got a tinnitus on my left ear. The hearing loss and the tinnitus on my left ear. The hearing loss was about 60%. So my hearing dropped 60%. And the tinnitus was going on like this all day, all night, and was so loud. I couldn't escape. That was horrible.
Just Frank, horrendous.
But what I did was I started to listen to my body. And I knew that this was produced by all these stress symptoms and all these self-limiting beliefs. I knew that there is something I have to discover. And all the doctors here told me, Frank, there's no chance. You have to live with that the rest of your life. Don't forget, I'm a musician. I'm still a musician and producer. So not to be able to do music, I could just jump out of the window. That's it. I mean, yeah. So what I did was I started meditating. I should say I really do have a strong belief. I always had a strong belief. I knew if I get my head around something and if I believe something, I can achieve that. I have to admit, this is really one of my strengths. But I started meditating and I really put my head into this. I meditated at least, I would say, 5 to 10 hours a day.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah. My ex-girlfriend went to the uni and I was meditating, and when she came back, I still was meditating.
Okay.
So, and nothing happened the first 30 days.
Oh.
But I knew I can heal myself. I just knew it. I had this intuition. Don't stop. Be consistent and stay on this course. Don't change anything. So just continue without exception. And I did. And after, let's say, after I should say 30 days, a little bit longer, I noticed something changed. And I thought, I think it's getting better. And I tested it in my studio with the setup I just made myself with a tone, and it really got better. My hearing got a little bit better and my tinnitus got a little bit lower. So I thought, okay, it's working and I can make this even better. And then I dived into this even more and meditated. Not that I meditated harder, but I focused more on my ear than before. I put together all my inner healing energies and directed this to my ear. This was really incredible. Like a white ball of light you create in your body and you direct it to your ear for healing. Then it really got better, quicker and faster. And my tinnitus, now to cut a short story long, And now to cut a long story short, my tinnitus is absolutely gone, and my hearing loss, it's the same like my right side. So it's back to, I would say, 99.9%.
Wow, that's incredible.
Just through meditation. So that shows how strong your brain is, what you can do with your mind and with your inner healing power.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can translate all this to your self-limiting beliefs.
Yeah. Can you also share with us, because I've been working with you for quite a while now, you protected that ear by wearing a hat constantly because of another belief.
There was another belief.
Can you share how you overcame that with us?
Yeah, I was wearing a beanie hat to protect my ear. I had the impression that this beanie hat really helps me to keep my ear safe, which is totally ridiculous, I know now, because my ear has healed. So there was something in my head telling me, you need to protect your ear. You need to protect your ear. And was constantly like ringing in my head. You need to protect your ear. And I noticed that through all the conversations we had, Jill, and I'm really beyond grateful that you made me realize this. I don't need this beanie anymore. And I took it off, and it just felt incredibly good. I was terrified because I really felt that something happened to my ear. But then I took it off anyway, and nothing happened. And guess what? It felt good. It felt incredibly good.
Yeah.
But it took me a while to realize that. And this had actually limited not only my ear, because imagine you put something over your head. That means your connection to because we are all connected. Yep. And your connection is, I should say, maybe not disconnected, but definitely filtered. I didn't get the full power, to say so, of the higher power.
Nicely put.
Yeah, it didn't get in.
No. Because
of this hat. And I took it off, and it was such a liberating feeling.
Well, I can remember you taking that off, and I can remember you saying, I'm going to leave it on my desk. I will leave it where I can reach it.
Yeah.
And what did I say to you after you said that?
Oh, it was thought as a safety escape, but then what you said was incredible, because I immediately realized, no, I have to get it out of my way. I don't need it anymore. I don't need this anymore, because simply it does not serve me.
Yeah, yeah. And you were in a good place then as well to listen to your body. The worst thing is, when we've lived by these limiting beliefs for such a long time, they become hardwired, and these are masks. And I've had to take a few of these masks off because of my previous experience. And, when I lost a partner, my limiting belief was my life is over, because that's how I felt in that trauma. It just felt there was no point. And I think if I hadn't had my dear mum still alive then, I'm not sure how I would have got through that belief, to be completely honest, because I was able to come home here to Wales and to heal. I was able to come back to love. And
bless her.
Those people out there who don't have anybody to help them break through their limiting beliefs, or repattern themselves, or reinvent themselves even.
Yeah.
The absolute devastation when you go through that kind of experience, all your landmarks have gone.
Yeah.
All your habits have gone. All your routines are just out the window. And so the belief is, what's going to happen to me now? Am I going to be safe? And if you've lost a loved one or a partner, there is that physical intimacy that doesn't happen either. So Do you believe that you're still going to be able to be loved again, or do you believe that you're going to be constantly on your own? And these are really heavy, heavy beliefs that we carry through us. And like you say, you know, that affected your health. But like you on my spiritual journey, I had to grow internally. I had to feel better about me, like you've felt better about you. We help each other incredibly.
Oh, yeah.
Every single day, if something needs to be discussed, or if something that we're not feeling really in a good energy space, why is that? We actually brainstorm what's coming up inside us, because we know, both of us, how much these limiting beliefs are like an internal prison that prevents external life.
Absolutely, yeah. It so imprisons us that we are not living our full potential. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then if you take somebody out of this situation and make this person, or as I did, I observed my situation and I observed from a higher view, you see everything.
Yeah. Yeah. But our beliefs direct our lives. Our thoughts become reality. And the sad part of that is that you can release them, but you have to peel the onion, as Anthony Robbins always said. You know, if you start to peel this onion, you're going to find out the core of the cause. Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, it all starts with a belief. And the belief creates your thought. And your thought creates what you do, and what you do creates your daily life. And this is basically how you react, how you treat others, how you treat yourself.
Yeah, and the worst part is that when we self-sabotage when, you know, we might have a weight situation going on. So, well, I'm too big to be attractive. I can't, you know, I don't feel attractive. I don't feel that I deserve a boyfriend. I don't look good. Or, you know, I'm just not good enough for that person. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving of love. We could just go on and on and on.
Yeah, this can really go on like crazy. But this all comes together that it determines your life. And if you don't see that, and sometimes it's really hidden deep, you just can't escape.
No.
And if you try to correct it without getting to the root cause, let's take the example with the weight loss. This is why most diets don't work, because your paradigm has not been corrected. So the old paradigm sees, no, that's the wrong direction. This diet doesn't work.
Yeah.
It's directing you back to where you've been. And I think this is called the yo-yo effect, right?
Yep, it is. And you will come back to where you find that comfort zone as well.
Oh, yeah, because people, they fear change.
Yeah. Really looking forward to episode 3, where we get a lot lighter.
Yeah.
We really sort of like head home for the counterbalance. And we talk about the ways that we can alleviate the stress, alleviate the anxiety. And I'm going to put a little bit of some breathing techniques in there as well from my mindfulness experience too. So from me, Frank, I am going to say this was incredible share. Thank you again. And my co-creator is just an amazing person, by the way, to work with. I love and appreciate him very, very much, because we really brainstorm these podcasts. We really, really want to bring you the purest content that we've got, personal experience, but also we just address everything that's real here. So from me, Frank, I'm going to say for episode 2, good night, God bless, and thank you ever so much, everybody, for listening.
Yeah, definitely. I can only second that, Jill. A huge thank you to our growing community. We really love and appreciate every single one of you. So this is me signing out from where your safe zone for discovering your true self is created. Spread the love and join us next week for episode 3 of the Higher Power Podcast.